there, my awesome artists. We are going to be using the story Chicka Chicka 1, 2, 3 as inspiration for our next lesson. For this lesson, we are going to be reviewing our numbers. And so, what are you going to need for this lesson? Well, you're just going to need a white sheet of paper. Now, the larger the paper, the better, but if you do not have a large sheet of paper, a small sheet or regular standard size sheet of paper will work just fine. You're going to need something black to draw with. I'm going to be using a black crayon. So preferably a black crayon would work best, but if you do not have that, that's fine. And also, I would love for you to use some markers today, but again, if you don't have markers, that's completely okay. All right, now this is going to be part 1 of the lesson. Next week, we are going to complete the lesson with part 2. And so this week, you will not need to submit this part until next week. And so what I need for you is to, once again, save your artwork for next week. All right, so again, you do not need to submit this part. Well, let's get started. So we are going to fill this paper with our numbers from 1 to 20. Yep, we are going to try to squeeze all of our numbers on this paper. And we want our numbers to just kind of randomly be scattered going in different directions. And so the way I'm going to do that is by turning my paper in different directions. That way my letters are going different. My numbers are going different ways. All right, so I'm going to start with the number 1, and I'm going to go to the number 2, turn my paper, 3, 4 is going to be way over here in the corner. So as you can see, I am really spreading my numbers out, and they're in order, but they're not in order like next to each other. So like the 5 is here. I'm going to put the 6 way on this side. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's getting a little crowded, but I think we can make this work. And for some reason, if you are not able to fit all of your numbers from 1 to 20, then that's okay. Not a big deal. So I put 19 and 20. There I go. There's all of my numbers from 1 to 20. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an outline around all of my numbers using my different colors. You can pick 3 or 4 colors, or you can do all of the colors. It's up to you. What I usually like to do is pick a color and then choose random numbers using my green. So that way I don't have to keep switching out my color. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your marker or your crayon and you're going to trace around your numbers like this. I usually trace around my numbers 2 times. I don't like to trace them too many times because then I really start running out of room. And it's going to get a little tight in here the more numbers that I do. All right, so this is going to be the next step. After you draw or write all of your numbers, you are then going to outline or trace your numbers with your colors. All right, and I pick a couple of numbers to do with the green. So I'm going to do the 5, and now I'm going to go ahead and switch to a different color and continue doing the same thing just with a different color. All right, boys and girls, so this is what you're going to do for this first part of the lesson. So just a quick review, you are going to use a black marker or a crayon, and you are going to write your numbers from 1 to 20, and that's okay if you are not able to fit all of the numbers on there. That's not a big deal. And then after that, you are then going to outline or trace around your numbers using your different colors. You are going to do that until all of your numbers have an outline around them. All right, so that's the first part of the lesson. We will finish this next week. And so I hope you enjoy this first part, and I'll see you next week.